all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
I'm Katie.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Quentin, in a Padslow car park once again.
And we are back after our summer break to talk to you all about what's happened in the Archers so far this week. We will be covering episodes on Sunday the 30th of June, Monday the 1st of July and Tuesday the 2nd of July. Tonight there will be spoilers. You have been warned. Welcome back, everybody. Hooray, here we are. What did we think of the week so far? Katie, I'm coming to you. Give me your faves and your flops.
My biggest flop tonight was the anxiety of Emma swinging from the top of a tree, going, oh, look over there, while she's soaring over the other side and looking the other way. And it's the one time I've been very glad that the Archers is not telly, because I am really squeamish, and I just had visions of hearing something being sawn off that shouldn't be sawn off.
Just mentioning the rotting tree as well. I was thinking there's so many harness. Checking the harness, the chainsaw, rotting tree. I was like, how many more risks could you fit in one moment?
Yeah, it's also the tallest tree so far, isn't it? 10 metres. What? That's over 30 feet, isn't it? So it was all being built up for a disaster, wasn't it? So I was mightily relieved that they had a successful fell. Yes,
absolutely.
Although when they said that they were going to.
Having said that, there is going to be a disaster, isn't there? I mean, something's going to go wrong with those two.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Although when they said that they were going to do aerial work, it sounded like they were going to do some sort of Cirque du Soleil impression with, swinging and all leotards and everything.
Yeah.
So yes, I was concerned. Anything else, Katie? Any other faves and flops?
Yeah, so quite a lot. I think I've just been missing talking to you lot, so I've just written everything down, every second. Some of the highlights were Josh just going, enjoy therapy. Don't think anyone's ever said that to anyone when he said it to Paul. I was like, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it, but that's an interesting statement. Detective Chris, loving this. Hello. He's going to be great. He's definitely on this. Yeah, he's going to crack the whole case, bless him. Josh telling Paul to wake up. That was really good. And quoting Bridget Jones. So tick for Josh, that one there. And then flops. I've got Emma being Emma, because one minute I loved her this week and the next I didn't. She really winds me up anyway. And so, there were a couple of times where I was just really wanted to punch Emma. So, but I've got a few more. Oh, there was one other bit, the other flop, to do with the tree cutting. The noise of her sawing the tree just sounded like a cutting a loaf of bread. It really wasn't kind of a proper branch kind of getting into it. It just sounded a bit like you cut a crusty loaf.
Oh, excellent. Thanks for that, Katie. Lauren, what about you? Let's hear your faves first.
Well, I've got a couple of faves in the post and some flops in the post, if I'm allowed to have those. So one of my faves that's coming is I cannot wait for the delicious moment when Emma and Susan have to eat all their words and find out that actually George is in the middle of all of this. And I'm so excited about it. Every time they come on, I'm like, I cannot wait for that moment. I just cannot wait. So that's a fave I've got coming in the post. A flop I've got coming in the post is that I really think the tree surgery business, Quentin's just mentioned it, I think they don't sound very confident, they don't sound very competent. I can't see it getting off, and I had such high hopes for them. But that's not going to last. So those are my faves and flops to come to me.
Very good, excellent. Q, what about you?
Well, one was a sort of combined fave and flop, really. I thought it was really amusing when Justin came out and told him to stop felling his tree or pruning it. And then he really was using it as a device to labour the point about people being given a second chance and them struggling with horrible social media posts and really labouring it, clearly directed at Emma. And then she confesses to Susan and admits her username is Emma G. I mean, What a flop is that?
I know.
I mean, how dumb is that? She's putting these poisonous
I know.
boats out. MOG, who could that be? So that was both a
No one will ever
fave
guess.
and a ridiculous flop. I like the the throwaway line from Paul saying, "Good job, my mum and Alistair are away on that training course." I thought we were going to get an oi oi from Lauren about that, because we know what they'll be looking into.
Me.
Yeah. I thought Josh was on good form this week, telling Paul, "Don't you think you're the one who needs to wake up?" Which I thought was great to Paul, after he said that Etienne didn't turn up because he fell asleep in front of the TV, which reminded me of myself, because I actually genuinely fell asleep during England's incredibly boring 0-0 draw against Slovenia, which I know you were riveted by, Philippa. And have I got any more faves?
Another thing about, I thought
that's
if
it, yeah.
Etienne's falling asleep at the thought of therapy with Paul, then their relationship, like, it's all very yawn fest, isn't it?
Yeah. Poor
Oh,
Paul.
he's just
he
desperate.
needs to get rid.
Oh dear God. I mean, Josh is right on the money, isn't he? I mean, come on, he's just he's pathetic, Paul, isn't he, about this?
I know.
No,
Wet
he's,
blanket.
yeah. Have we left you anything, Philippa? Any faves or flops?
You have the cider bottle mystery. I'm loving. We're getting, these little tidbits this week.
Yeah.
And you just want people, you want Joy to hear that there was the bottle of cider and get
Yeah,
onto that.
yeah.
I love the phrase, clear the drop zone, that Ed and Emma kept using to try and sound professional. The first time when they were cutting like one twig off Justin's tree, clear the drop zone, It was
Absolutely.
that did make me laugh. And Susan, she knows when her son is lying. She can hear it in her
Yeah,
voice. We
straight
had
away.
it twice when Chris
Yeah.
was going on about why he hadn't fallen out with Harrison and that he was doing a late job. I mean, it was obvious to us as well that Chris was lying, but yeah, Susan knows her son.
She doesn't know when her grandson's lying, though, does she?
No! I can't wait for that one.
Well,
and
nobody does.
Harry Chilcott. Lovely to hear Harry Chilcott again. Harry is now not drinking and now not sniffing. I mean, this is a whole thing. And then Chris started sniffing. So I was like, has the sniff carried on? Is this symbolic? Is Chris going to start drinking? I didn't know, but
I couldn't believe he'd managed to sort his life out in the series. Like, I looked back to the last time I'd spoken about him, and it was the 21st of April. So he may well have been around since then, but 21st of April.
Well, he's been in rehab, so it's successful rehab.
but
Yeah,
Ginger
only 2
beers.
months though.
You've got to factor in the Ambridge Fairy, the
And some
fairy
ginger
dust.
beers have alcohol in, don't they? So
Yeah,
I
you
thought,
can buy alcoholic ginger beer, but
And no food this week, apart from the mention of Martha's tea.
oh no, I got 2
What?
bolognese and garlic bread.
When was that? Oh, pasta.
That's what they were
with
having,
all
yeah.
Yes.
Who's the
One
script?
job.
Who's the scriptwriter this week?
Yes, it's thingy. I did look up.
Oh, them,
and
yeah,
I
the
will
really
tell you
well-known
again.
Archer's scriptwriter.
Yes, it's the
Thingy.
triple double barrel name. I will tell you because I did look it up and think.
Talk amongst yourselves, folks. Yeah.
Yes, talk amongst yourselves. This will be edited
Lovely
podcast.
weather.
Sarah McDonald Hughes. Knew there was a McDonald.
Right,
in
I'd
it.
like to congratulate Sarah
Hughes.
McDonald Hughes for only 2 food references so far this week. Excellent.
3.
Okay, flops. Have we got any more flops?
No, I'm all flopped out.
Q, have you got any more flops?
Well, I just thought Paul was a complete flop this week. I mean, pathetic. No, I'm sorry. No, it's pathetic. No,
I can't warm to Paul either. If I'm being, I find him.
How many more indications does he need from Etienne that it's finished? He wants an
And that
open
his mum's
relationship.
having it away with Alistair. I just think, how blinkered is this
Yeah,
bloke? He just
exactly.
can't see anything.
Yeah, I agree. Poor week for Paul.
Poor Paul,
Sorry.
he was narrating an audiobook I was listening to while I was on holiday. So Paul was with me
That's
on
lovely
holiday.
when that happens, isn't
It's
it?
I was like, what?
I know this person.
Yes, oh my goodness.
It's better to be
So
2
that
weeks
was
off.
exciting.
It's meant to be 2 weeks off the Archers. Holiday
And
from the Archers.
A waitress in the restaurant looked exactly like Alice, and I kept saying to my family, I need to take a photo of it. It's Alice Cartonnay-Aldridge, and they were like, you cannot invade this woman's privacy and take a photo of her. And they forbade me from going up to her and say, oh, you look like someone I know. Anyway, there we go.
Can I go
You
one-
look like someone on the radio.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
I like this little detail that Chris slipped in, that Alice never drinks cider, and I think that's going to be very interesting.
She's a picky alcoholic.
Yeah.
Well, as you said, why get a bottle of cider when you've actually just managed to buy a whole bottle of vodka? So that's going to be a crucial piece. But I mean, you've got these things in the wings, Lauren, coming. I mean, he is going to have to give evidence at the trial, so that's going to be the key scene. What I really hope is that they don't do, it's a bugbear of mine, when they report court cases. We did have Helen and Rob, but when Brian went to court for poisoning the am, it was just reported after. Oh yes, he was found guilty and he's been fined, blah. And he missed all the drama
we hear
of
it all.
So we've got to hear George.
They'll miss a trick if they don't.
Certainly being cross-examined. We've got to hear that. So yeah.
Something I've been thinking about George is that there's been sort of allusions to him telling Bartleby what's been going on.
Yes.
And I wonder if we've got a little bit more of that to come. Now, the half of me was thinking they were going to get to this place and Bartleby was going to be mincemeat as well.
In a
by
pie.
the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought that.
But he's obviously been sharing with Bartleby what's been going on, and I think maybe that might come to bite him in the bumhole.
Yes.
So that means. So are you seriously suggesting that Bartleby is going to learn to talk, and he's going to be the key witness?
Someone will overhear him or something.
Emma will be up the tree and she'll overhear it and listen. And then it won't be clear the drop zone because she'll be the one dropping out the tree.
Somebody needs to put a bug on Bartleby and record George talking to him.
Yes.
So what do you make of George? He got a bit tearful tonight, didn't he? He got tearful because I think his guilty conscience is catching up with him.
It must be eating him alive.
Nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with Joe. It's his guilty conscience, I think.
But a flop of mine was Emma saying she won't let Kira go back horse riding.
Well.
I just think that's really because Kira loves the horse riding. We've been
She's just
told.
spiteful, Emma.
Was
Isn't
that
she?
was that the anonymous poster Emma G?
That was when she was talking to her mum and saying,
Yes,
no,
yes,
she's
she did,
not
yeah.
going to let
She
Kira
did,
go
yeah.
back. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else did I think? Oh, and the fact I have a bad feeling about Carlotta. I'm not sure Carlotta's going to be good. And I didn't like Alice assuming, after weeks of not being back at the stables, that suddenly her job is the most important thing to her. So, no, didn't like that. But anyway, let's get on to our star of the week. Katie, who's your star of the week?
I've got two. I know it's
Oh.
Q's favourite when we have two.
Well, I've got none, so Ambridge is out.
Oh, I'll have both.
I think we're all gonna have the same one. We're all gonna have the same one, aren't we?
Probably.
Yeah.
I've got Chris being a better policeman than
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah.
And then I've got Josh just being Josh. Really like Josh.
See, you're all Team Josh now.
I know.
You're joining my boat.
For
So,
one
Lauren,
week-
you've got
for
no
1 week
star
only.
of the week.
1 week only.
No, I've got nobody, and nobody was. I didn't fancy anyone.
Fair
That's
enough.
what's happened. Well, I mean, I still fancy Harry. I can't have him though, can I? I can't have him as star of the week. Do you think
No.
he's back, by the way?
Let's see. Quentin,
Maybe
who's your
his-
star of the week?
Well, Katie's poached both of them because I put down Constable Carter, Chris. He's sniffing out the truth. He's a better Bobby than Harrison, isn't he? So he's going to find it all out, isn't he? And he's determined. So there you go. And then my reserve was Josh because I just liked the way he was telling it straight to Paul. I had to say that so Philippa heard it. She can go home happy now.
Thank you. It was when Chris was saying to Harrison about how he wasn't sure, whether Harry was involved, and Harrison said, "Come again," and I just thought,
Yeah.
it's not going to go well. My star of the week
Right,
will
it's really-
surprise you. Is Justin. I loved how Justin manipulated Emma
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
review.
yeah,
I
it was
love how he was on it with Alice tonight and
Yeah.
not sort of letting her get away with it. So yeah,
I did flirt with the idea of putting Justin, and if I'm being honest, if I was a woman of a certain age, I probably would fancy him. So,
it's Justin.
so it is Justin. All
But I
right.
think,
Prediction.
but I on Justin, I think what he's saying is fair.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to sort out the stables. Alice is in no position to come back, and he's just actually confronting her with reality.
And she must know that.
Yeah, but
She's not a silly girl, Like, she must know. She's business minded. She
I
must
don't
know.
think she does.
But she claims she's going to rebuild her
Oblivious.
life via her job. But and we all knew Lillian would kick off when she found out Justin had been to see Alice. But she soon calmed down because she realises it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so
Go on,
Justin had a
Katie,
good
your
week.
prediction.
So I've got a couple. I've got, will Harry go to court? Does he still love Alice? And will he go to court and lie on her behalf and say he was in the car so that she gets off scot-free? So quite like that one.
He'd certainly lie on something, wouldn't he, Katie?
He would indeed.
He would, yeah.
Moving on. With Bartleby going over to Meg's place, I don't know. I thought that was the end of the story when he trundled off. But that's carrying on. Is he going to take Strangles to this place? I don't know how long the incubation period is. Is
nice.
he then... Because they were talking about all these famous racehorses that are there and stuff like that. Is there going to be a bit of an issue there?
Imagine.
So,
Yes.
I don't know how that's going to work. So, yeah, they were my two main ones. Yeah.
Lauren, what about you?
So I think Harry's somehow going to be instrumental either to Alice's court case or to her recovery. I don't know. I got the feeling he's not going anywhere. And also I thought George and Emma and Ed at the end just saying there's so much to look forward to.
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So that was a prediction in itself, wasn't it?
Yes.
Good. Quentin?
Well, I think, and I'm indebted actually to Dawn from our friends on the Archers, because she pointed this out in terms of where he lives. Because Chris living above Joy, living above the shop, there's a greater chance that Joy's going to let slip to Chris about the fruit cider. So it's going to come via Joy by some inadvertent remark, and Chris is going to put it all together. All right.
Very good. I think I've covered my prediction already about Emma spotting something while up a tree and working out that George is guilty. And I just thought Ed and Emma are going to have a tragic accident and maybe end up in a pie with Bartleby. There we go.
Beware of the drop zone!
Yeah.
God,
that's
Philippa will get food in at any excuse, won't she?
I'll be back next Tuesday with Katie. We've got a cast interview coming up the Saturday after that. Do go onto our Facebook group for further details. We've got a live Patreon event this Friday. There'll be details in the show notes. But until then, it's a bye-bye from me.
A ta-ra from me.
Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.